So, folks, this is a quick scan, and this shit looks ugly. Um, let's see what's going on. Ion 940, guys. This is this thing is gonna fully reset, man. I think, is gonna hit 660s. Um, I'm just gonna be wrecked, to be honest, because, anyways, it's gonna fully reset. It seems like we're in a no-win situation. Again, I hope no one fell for these cat bounces. Hopefully, some people were in shorts. This is Beam, new fucking lows, bat. Look at this. I said in one of the videos, back comes here. I don't. It might have a little small bounce here, but I think it's gonna break ultimately 1800 sats. Around near that level, Beam, you're just a scam. Um, Dominance is popping up. Let's see what Dominance is doing. Again, folks, this is critical. Dominance gain 61, basically 62, 61 and a half. Against this level here, in between, we're in deep trouble. We are in the world of hurt. I tell you that right now. So let's not hope for Dominance to gain that level. BTC right now, it's dropping some percentage. The best case scenario is, it's like I was alluding to someone, is for BTC to just range here for a couple of days, a week. That'd be great, so we can get out of these alts. But I think that pattern is going to be a continuation to the downside. All right, to me, that pattern is going to be a continuation to the downside. There's more down to go. People are going to be surprised. EOS. Oh, look at this. This looks super interesting. EOS looks super interesting, guy. This is super intriguing. You had a green dildo. This is interesting. Can EOS run against the grain? Not sure. I will wait for this level to be claimed, which is basically 3,200 sats. Let's look at it in my other chart. Yep. So it hit off this demand. It got bounced up. So this is the level it needs to claim. So I would just be cautious. EOS really didn't have that much of a drop, to be honest. Set of media is trying to flip this zone here, which is trying to flip 2,900. So anyone who might be interested, just let it consolidate along 2,900 base for a scalp up to this level. A clean breakout of basically 3,200. You can go long with a stop loss below 3,200. The next pop would be 3,500. So you're playing to about 3,500 and then 3,600. The USD looks like crap to me. Again, it wicked into the zone. Not sure if anyone has some buys. This is a demand zone here. See it here, into the zone, up, again, into the zone, up, wick, and wick down. I didn't have any buys there. Let's see how this looks. Again, I do expect BTC to have some more downside, but I'm hoping it consolidates along the zone now. ETH BTC, I was expecting to sell off. As long as it doesn't close, well, it seems like it's going to have a red dildo down. So as long as it doesn't close below 2,900 sats. It's the most accurate chart. So this is basically it. This is what I'm hoping it does. Drops. I thought this was going to be here already. Consolidate to build that base to go up. Hot 5 sats. So hot is at 5 sats. I might take a gamble at 4 sats. I know I said before 5 sats, but the way it's looking, 4 sats. If it breaks these levels, I probably will get it. And then on the retest, once it regains this level quickly, it's an easy long. Just rotating this, make sure I'm still recording. So let's say, for example, hot comes down, falls below this demand zone, but then if it regains this level quickly, that's an indication it should go long. Now, if it comes here, it just ranges. That's basically what I said. Ideally, we would like to see price build base between 5 and 7 sides. That's basically what some extent it happened. So you can ladder in at 4%, folks. At 4 sats, you can ladder in at 4 sats. Small percentage. Just build the position on margin, or you can do it on spot. ICX, a full retrace. Once it was inside this range in the high time frame, it tried to retest that one there, and it couldn't hold, so it broke right through. This midpoint has to hold. This will be a good level for a scalp. Straight sell off. If this level does not hold, it's coming here. I would just wait to see if this level gets reclaimed and let it consolidate along here before it moves higher. If not, down here again, I do believe there's more downside to BTC, but I'm hoping it ranges at the level it's at now, so it could possibly give alts a time to have all these bounces back. Indicators are they're popping the buy signal. So this mid level is important. You can ladder in now, but I think it's sort of a high risk. Just wait another day or two to see if this just consolidates along this to build a base to give the indicators an obvious bullish divergence. Komodo. So Komodo played out ultimately as a pattern that I had noticed, and it just took time to play out. So I noticed that here on this high buy volume preceded a sellout. High buy volume preceded a sellout. Too high volume here, and then it proceeded to a sellout. Initially, I thought it was wrong because on this high volume here, price ticked upward. Then it had a second high volume, which was this green candle, and then we had a sell-off. So this pattern has played out. So every time Komodo has printed a large green candle on high volume, it leads to a sell-off on this downtrend that is currently on. Now, this is sort of a wedge that I've drawn. Let's see if it breaks this level. It's resetting all the way back down here near 400 sats, and I think that would be a buy, a nice accumulation level for long term. Long term, a year and a half, 2 years, when BTC is in full bull run. So Komodo, just wait, disappoints. So I bought some spot. If it gets a little lower, which I anticipate even on fiat, this was the rejection level. If it loses this level, I think it could reset all the way back down to 38 cents. And I'll be laddering down a little bit from there, buying percentages. Kyber, well, we know this parabolic run that's had. Now this is, I don't know, this is even, let me see, this possibly looks like a head and shoulder in a lower time frame. Yep, sort of a head and shoulder, boom, 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 retest, and we're gonna have a massive sell-off. I keep rotating to make sure I'm recording. So this to me is gonna lead to a massive sell-off. All right, so this to me looks, I don't like this PA. To me, this is like a head and shoulder again, guys. Retesting, sells off, possibly back down to 59 and possibly all the way down to 3,700 sides. LTC is actually into my buy zone. I'm not even gonna try to touch it, to be honest. I'm just gonna wait for price to build the base. I don't care if it does resets all the way down here. It just goes horizontal for a couple of days to see how everything plays out. Again, best case scenario for BTC to range right now to let these alts run a little bit. If not, straight drop. Nano. Basically, again, it's like this mid-range. So this range between here and this was sort of the man. So this is critical SR flip level here. So this was resistant, fell to claim. It claimed it, went higher, came back down, claimed this zone, claimed down. It got bought off demand, which is basically the sell-off we had a couple of weeks ago, went up. It claimed that again, it got sold off. This to me tells me it's going to reset all the way down here to 660, 670, 70 ultimately. Conservative entry. It's an obvious clean breakout of 1100 sats, and you go long up to that level because he's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numerous times trying to clean this level. Deviation, swing failures, whatever you want to call it, has led to these sell-offs to the midpoint, bottom of the zone. So I expect bottom of the zone to be touched again. NEO. This chart is not so clear, so I'll leave NEO out, but it looks good. It's just, I guess, buy the dips on NEOs, but again, wait for BTC to see what it's going to do. This is lovely. It reset it almost fully. What's this? 500 sats. That would have been a great entry. We're talking about, was that 20%? Close to 20%. I'm disappointed, man. I really didn't run much when the other alts were moving quite well. This to me tells me we may have new lows for ONT. And if we do the fib level, let's look the fibs. This side to this low, we could probably have 400 sats and 300 sats. I think ONT might hit those levels. The fact that everything else ran and this one sort of didn't, even though it did from here, but created sort of a double top. Can never flip this critical level here or this level. This tells me it's going to reset and possibly lower. ONT USD. So here it is. It got bought off the 23 fib, which is a good support. Demand at a later time. A little scalp. Now it gets over to the obvious play here is a clean breakout of 0.38 fib, which is 87 cents. This to me says this might reset all the way down here again. Again, I do ultimately believe that BTC will drop. It might range. I'm hoping it ranges now and see how that works out, even though some people are saying this is by the dips. I guess someone is going to be wrong. This looks like it's just going to sell off back up, way back down here is 300 sides. REN has had its parabolic run. This looks like a reversal pattern. These candle here, I can't remember what exactly it is, but that's the doji on top of the trend. Bearish engulfing of these two previous candles. I think this is a sell-off. The obvious one is going to be back down 1,500 or 1,900 sides. Tether is the one that's held the most on top of this range. So if it just consolidate on top of here to see if it comes back up to the top of this range here. Again, all this is based on what BTC does. Does BTC range or drops? This one never disappoints, has its master pumps, and then it has its monster sell-off. This one I wouldn't touch yet. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually broke evens from a trade, so I was happy that pump occurred. Waves, let's look at waves. It had a crazy pump here. Let's see if it comes back down and retest top of this level here. Consolidate there before it moves higher. XLM never disappoints. Almost a full reset to this critical midpoint here. Breaks this as a full reset. It holds here, builds the base along here before it tries to go higher. XRP, I'm still waiting for you at 7 cents. So let's see if that ultimately occurs. And like I was telling everyone, a clean break of 35 sats was the conservative entry for longs. I didn't even pay attention to this chart because to me it was not going to clean this. If it didn't pump from 14 cents, well, this is 10 cents. 14 cents was one of my target entries, but I didn't even take it. I thought it was going to be 7 cents. If it didn't break this from 14 cents, I believe ultimately it's going to hit 7 cents. before it breaks higher. And this here made a great effort. I was in this trade. I sold too early. This was nice gains I would have had if I would have stayed in my trade from this. It's this level. This is going to sell off back to full reset there. Nasty sell off, nasty candle. Might hit eventually 2,700 sats as my entries for Zcash. And here, I couldn't claim this critical level, $100. It's coming back down to this support zone here. See if it consolidates here. A little scalp up, possibly back up to 70. If not breaks this, it's gonna come back down to these levels between $30 and $28. ZRX. And again, this is a critical level I needed to claim for me to believe it was gonna go long. It did not. Swing failure deviation, however you want to call it. It's going to reset back here and possibly come back down to the origin of this whole breakout. Had a great pump. I'm not sure this thing is ever going to come back down to 15 cents. I think this is it. I think this was bottom down here. In my opinion, I think this was bottom. For this to come back down, I think BTC has to do a massive sell-off. I possibly may buy around 30 cents. Let's see how price behave when it comes to 30 cents and wicks possibly into 25 cents. I don't think this is happening again all the way down to 12 cents. Between 25 and 30 cents, you can ladder down or ladder up. And let's look over here. These other ones. Loom. I probably should have sold everything in Loom. Anyway, I still cashed out decent profits. So I had a nasty sell-off. See if this holds here along these bays. Sideways try to make this pump again. Now it's a full reset back to test the trend line that it broke. So we're talking about 200 sats ultimately possible. AIG, a little nasty pump in a good way from here all the way up here. I think it did 4x or 3x. Nasty sell-off. What can we say? They all look the same, folks. Let's see here. I'm not even gonna look at this. This has been one of the most disappointing plays of the year. Everyone had a high expectation. I had expectations. I believe this is gonna ultimately probably reset back here and probably dip in 24 sats. I think that those levels will be a good entry levels for probably margin or spot. Or if it can just hold here. If it claims here 37 sats and does a base up here, I think it's good to go. TRX, great pump. I hope no one bought that FOMO, but it was a great fucking pump. This is fucking great. It did more than my expectations. I had entered around here, 185. I sold on this pump here, and this is when BTC sold off, and then I got scared. Basically with risk management, one could have done it. One could have entered, let it in small percentage. As it moved higher and broke some levels, one would ladder in more. As a claim, they had a clean break of this level, you would add more and more and more. I possibly would have sold off here. Honestly, I didn't imagine this crazy pump to 500 sats. I did, but I thought it was going to be a swing play when everything was moving right. So this was a great play if anyone was in it. Great profits for anyone. IOTs. This one I'm keeping an eye on. I'm liking this PA, even on this BTC sell-off. It wasn't a great sell-off, so I think this one is going to move pretty good, pretty well once everything resumes. Again, it didn't have a nasty sell-off. It got brought up right away. So this is one that should definitely be on the watch list from when things start moving, and I think it's gonna have a nice one based on the sell-off now. Look at this monthly. It hasn't sold off that bad. I think this one's gonna have a nasty great run. Keep an eye on that one, guys. IOTX. Keep an eye on it. And swipe. Bam! 170 again, and we're ultimately my mentor was right. Warrior was right. Fucking 1-5 seems like that's gonna happen. Ultimately, now I think worst case scenario we might hit that 89 cents, 90 cents area. 89 to 90 cents area. Fucking swipe, man. The hype was there. Most of us bought around here. We sold early. We all knew this shit was gonna hit $2. We all sold early. We got weak ass hands. It was ranging here. Clean break out of $2. I had told folks to go long. I didn't even do it. Even at $2.04. Even at $2.04. They advised me to go long. I went long. Then I kept adding as it went up. So I had from here. Then I kept adding along this range, small percentage, and selling off my profits. Selling off profits, adding, selling off profits, adding. Then I kept adding. Then on top of here, I made the big boo-boo. I got emotional, and I added the rest of my profits up here. So I fucked up. So that's on me. Now this looks nasty. Waterfall. Might have a V-bottom. I think this one's going to be a V-bottom recovery. I don't think it's going to give us a chance that goes sideways. It might just like... Swipe. I'm waiting for you. Luna. This project is super interesting, to be honest. Polkadot. I don't want to hype this, but Polkadot actually wants to take some of their DeFi work into Luna, Terra, and also Akala. Akala, it's a project of Polkadot, stablecoin. They want to build some Polkadot DeFi projects in their own network, which is Akala and Terra. So I believe some DeFi projects will start migrating over to these two chains. So keep an eye on that. Luna, I think if it resets back down 19 cents or even 12 cents, I think folks should not. Well, I shouldn't say this, but I would consider this as a possible bag. Akala, folks. The project is Akala. Let's look at Dot. Dot is the new fab. It's like fashion, guys. Whatever is trendy, that's it. You know, we got the winter colors, summer colors, all that sort of crap. This crypto's just like fashion. What's in style now? And that's parachains and substrates. If you can understand parachains and substrates, you're good. The next couple of weeks, months, you're going to see projects, parachain, substrate, they're going to pump. Polymath added substrate to their, when they upgraded to their own blockchain months ago. Tried doing research then. What was substrate? It's a little complex. Parachain, same thing. I knew about this project for a while. I've been following it closely, and my punk weak hands did not buy along these levels here. But hindsight, you go back and you start to see that it was forming some sort of falling wedge or base. It had built a base. One could have conservatively entered in a clean breakout of $3 and or short on a clean breakout of 2.6. And, you know, that's a way sometimes we need to play these odds. Instead of trying to find these, well, sometimes finding bottoms is good. You know, to be conservative, I guess one can wait, clean breakout, validation levels or invalidation levels for long and shorts. This looks like it's just going to cascade. It's just going to do a rounding top, back down here. From here, we may have a bounce up. So keep an eye on $3.07. So in that zone. Stratus, the one that the whole realm had pumped that I was going to do fucking 10x. I never did that. Some level around here, I said, enter in a clean breakout. That was back up here. I think this was, I think it was around here. Some people entered. I didn't enter. I was stuck in place, but it was around here. It was for this pump here. And let's see what that happened. How much that was. Talking about 15%, 20%. Stratus, guys, don't fall for CT, man. They do pump coins. Yes, some of their predictions do come reality. You can find great information in Twitter if you know how to use it well. I personally try to use it where I let them scan my coins for me, or I let them do research on projects. A lot of large CT accounts be like, hey guys, show me your best small caps, everyone will reply to them, and they're basically doing the research for the guys, or they'll say, hey, why is this project so good? Tell me. People would tell them that. So, they basically have their followers do their work for them. All right, and they'll dump on you, and they'll show you a coin that is gonna go fucking 10x, 20x, and all this bullshit. So be careful. Use them wisely. Use them wisely. There are some legitimate CT followers, influencers, meaning from educational content. They do give a lot of knowledge. They provide a lot of experience where one can learn and apply into charting and generally into investing. Now, it's up to you if you apply that knowledge and use it wisely. If not, you're fucked. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, but something. I know CT gets a lot of negativity, but again, guys, there's nothing wrong, but just be careful. I follow like only 80 people. Then I have another account just strictly for charting and all this hopium bullshit. Again, if you use it well, they scan coins for you. They'll show you projects. Just be careful. They'll tell you projects that are coming out into the market that could be good. So you just gotta do the research. It's like Alejandro. He's really, really great. I'm not gonna take that from him. He's awesome. So he be posting certain projects that I don't even know about. So he does the research for us. All we gotta do is take that project and do the research on top of it. Just don't take them for face value. Do your own research. You know what I mean? So he's like a reference point. Get his information he posts, read it, research it, and do your own research on top of that. All right, to see if the project is legitimate, go look at the chart. I know I've been on Flexa forever. He's been on Flexa forever. So we done research on Flexa for a while, like 2018. Flexa now I think it's 126 sats. Just never retraced to 50 sats. I know he shielded like crazy, so people became aware of it and they fucking pumped it. I should have fucking bought a bigger bag. I got 20 sats. And I'm still not gonna sell Flex, so that's it's a buy and forget bag. But anyway, that's enough of that. That's my rant on CT. Yo just never took off like I thought it would. I thought it was gonna have a monster pump like Sis. Just never did. I'll still keep an eye on it. A clean break of 143 sats. I'm riding that all the way up here to 296. NAM did pump, and I left this too freaking early. My problem is sometimes I'm a little too impatient. So I bought around here. It pumped. It had the sell off. So I got shaken out and sold off around the sell off. I never rebought again, but I should have. This is the man zone. And look at this crazy pump. 3x, 4x, whatever it was. Fucking gas does not fucking disappoint. I got emotional. I was gonna wait. I think gas is a good entry around here, to be honest. You can ladder it down all the way to the bottom of the zone. Let's look at it the monthly. The monthly tells me this is pure accumulation. However you want to look at it, it's gonna have a monster run. So you can just ladder in a small percentage. OGN, the one that never did. It was supposed to do 2x, 3x the past couple of weeks. It didn't even play back up to these levels, which most of us played or were playing to. Or no, this level most of us were playing to. This turned out to be a hard supply zone, and it got sold off. It just coincided with the whole sell-offs going on. Now, this is a nasty candle. This probably might have a full reset done here and possibly make new lows. Keep an eye on it. Raven, I'm not even gonna fucking touch Raven, you piece of shit. So basically what I've told someone is that I thought this sort of had bottom, but a clean break of 220 was a clean entry for longs. Now what he needs to do is build the base sideways, then go up, claim this level. When this level is claimed, it's good to go. Mana, made my profits. This looks distribution, pop. Must possibly sell off or up. A clean break of 1876, 800 sats for long. So this looks like it's gonna break down based on everything we take into account, BTC, etc. markets. Fucking Verge, I'm wrecked here, to be honest. So this was a bad play on my part. I was just being stubborn. forcing something that was not there. Golem, nice pump. We were looking at it around this level here. He had a nice pump. So this was good. It was again a clean breakout of 653. You go long here, you would have been faked out. I guess you would have been stopped out. Then you would have tried again. So this is the zone it needs to hold for WTC. This mid zone here. Let's see what happens. A clean breakout of 519. One could go long with a stop loss below. No, I built the position on this one. I should have waited. I think I did a 93 sats. I think this one has high potential. I'm gonna keep what I got on spot, and if I can, if it resets down here, I'll dip it and just let it run. It's like a buy and forget. That's basically it.